Hi, my name is Benji, and today I'm going to give you guys a quick tour of my aquariums. A lot of you guys have been asking to see them, and I've kind of just been like putting it off because to me, my aquariums aren't really up to the standard that I would like. I just don't have enough time to maintain them and keep them looking really nice. So I've been putting it off, but then I was like, why does it matter if they look perfect? No one's aquarium is gonna look perfect all the time, and I was like, if you guys want to see it, then I'll show it to you. So I was like, it doesn't matter, just show it to them. Also, my fiddly fig has little mushrooms growing out of it, which I just noticed. It's right there. But it's super cool. So if you didn't already know, in addition to being like really interested in houseplants, I'm also really into aquariums and aquatic plants. I've had aquariums all my life, but I only got into planted aquariums like 2 years ago. One of my biggest inspirations is Foo the Flower Horn, which you guys probably watch. And if you haven't, he's really great and he makes amazing content. I also recreated one of his aquariums before and it turned out super cool. So right now I have 3 large aquariums and then 2 small ones. I'll show you guys what they look like and talk a little bit about them and like the setup, and then I'll show you guys how I plant one. I have one aquarium that I've been meaning to start aquascaping, but I just haven't gotten the time to do it. So I'm gonna do it for you guys. I hope you guys can learn a lot. It'll be hard to go over everything in one video, so if you have questions, feel free to ask. So I keep all of my aquariums on this shelf. I got this shelf from Costco. I believe it was about like $120 or so, but it's really nice. It's holding all of my aquariums and then some of my plants. So let's start up here. So this aquarium is about 20 gallons. It's planted mostly only with Rotala, so different varieties or species of Rotala. I'm not really sure what they are exactly. I believe this one here is Rotala green, and this one with like the greenish color, I'm not really sure what it is. I believe that people just list it as Rotala rotundifolia. I'm not great with like aquatic plant species IDs, so I mainly only know like the common names of them. This is kind of just a wild tank. I recently uprooted the plants back there and now they're floating. I trimmed them and I need to replant them. This is just kind of like a jungle tank and it has some guppies in it. This substrate is just sand. The sand I use is Carib Sea Natural Sunset Gold. In addition to the plants that are planted, I also have floating plants. These lily pad ones are called Frogbit, and then these smaller little hairy looking ones are called Salvinia minima. And then I also have some ram's horn snails. You'll see these pretty much in all of my tanks. Okay, moving down, this is probably my favorite aquarium. So it's super lush. All of this is pearlweed, but yeah, it's a super fast growing plant. It makes a really nice bushy ground cover. And then in here I have some guppies and white cloud minnows. Ideally, these wouldn't be together because they prefer different temperatures, but I've had them in here and the white cloud minnows actually breed and so have the guppies, but I've removed the female guppies since I'm kind of getting a guppy population problem, which you'll see soon. Pearlweed is super beautiful, and as you can see, all these little bubbles are because the plants are respiring. And in here I also kind of have forest of moss. This moss is called spiky moss. Have it like super bundled up because I've just been neglecting it and it's grown really crazy, but I like how it looks. It kind of adds something to the monotony of the pearlweed. It has a really beautiful shape to it. The fronds are really pretty. In this little corner here, I also have another Rotala species. This is called Rotala H. Ra or Hurrah. It's really beautiful. It has this reddish pinkish color to it. As for floating plants, I have different species of Salvinia. So this one is called Salvinia minima. This one is Salvinia cuculata. I've heard people call it Shrek ears, which I think is funny. And this one is called Salvinia natans or natans. I've never heard someone pronounce it, so I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's just kind of like a bigger version of Salvinia minima. Most floating plants have this quality about them that makes it so their leaves repel water. It's pretty cool. I also have some shrimp that have been reproducing. I'm surprised that they've been able to make so many babies in here since there's so many fish, but they seem to be doing well. Like I said earlier, I also have some ram's horn snails in here. So a lot of people don't like ram's horn snails or most aquatic snails in general because they can reproduce and kind of get out of hand. You'll see it in one of the tanks I'm about to show you. I actually really like them. I think that they're really cute and they have a pretty shell. They do a really good job at cleaning up like decaying matter and uneaten feed and even like dead fish or dead shrimp, which would otherwise create ammonia in your tank, which is really toxic to fish. In addition, they also clean up algae that you would otherwise have to like scrub off. So in my opinion, I really love having ram's horn snails. Some people are like, oh no, get rid of them, they're gonna make a bunch of babies and take over your tank, but I like them and I've had them for a couple of years now. So yeah, that's just my opinion. This is my planted bowl aquarium. It kind of went viral on TikTok, so this little famous aquarium. Yeah, so it just has pearlweed in it and Rotala, rotendifolia. The substrate is sand. So I get a lot of questions about like asking if it smells bad or if I get mosquitoes, and the answer is no and no. Okay, so we go down, and this is my shrimp and snail tank. Yeah, there's a lot of snails in here, but I don't mind. I think they're kind of cute. These are green Neocaridina shrimp, and these ram's horn snails are called blue ram's horn snails. You can see here that there's little eggs forming. Oh wait, you can, okay, so right now these two snails are mating. I don't know, am I allowed to put this on YouTube? So this is the aquarium I will be working on today. I'll show you some clips of how it looked before. So I was having a lot of problems with hair algae, and I just removed all of the plants and kind of started fresh. So this aquarium has tons and tons of guppies. Guppies reproduce like crazy, and I haven't really done anything to stop them, like separating the sexes. I also have an Amana shrimp in here. It's super cute. There's only one right now, but I like seeing him like just run around. They just have like such cute little personalities. I love watching them. And that little streak is poo. That's a little poo streak on its back. Ew. Look how cute it is. I love its little eyes. So my vision for the aquarium is to have this piece of wood kind of sit like this. So I'm gonna tie some moss around it and then tie some plants around it and have it like be a really vegetated branch. Okay, so I got the piece of wood out, snail free, and now I'm going to take moss from this aquarium to use on my piece of wood. The way I tie moss onto wood is pretty simple. I use a dark colored thread. It can be like black or dark green, and then I just wrap it around the moss onto the log, and then I go one direction and then I go back again to the starting point, and then at the starting point I'll just do a double knot and then snip off the extra bits. So here's how it looks so far. I have moss tied onto one side of the wood, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna do the rest of the moss on this side, and then we're gonna start tying some plants onto it. I finished tying the moss on the other side of the log, and now I'm going to start tying on my first plant, which is called Hydrocotyle tripartita Japan. It's a really pretty small clover-like plant. In the beginning, it can be kind of tricky to figure out how to tie plants with string. You kind of learn like how to maneuver your fingers and stuff because it's a little bit difficult to handle when the string is wet. This next plant I'm using is called Monte Carlo. It has really small and dainty leaves. This next plant I'm using is called Hygrophila pinnatifida, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it has these really cool serrated leaves with a dark green color and a pink underside. Instead of tying it on with string, I'm just tucking it underneath the loops of string that I already made, and it's just fitting in really snugly. The next plant I'm using is a variegated Anubias. So to all you like rare houseplant collectors, there's also rare aquatic plants and there's also variegated plants. This variegation is really nice and it adds like a really nice pop of color to an aquarium because like whites and stuff are pretty uncommon. Okay, so here is the final look. Pretty cool if I do say so myself. My favorite part about this is all of the interesting colors and leaf shape and textures that I used. It's gonna need some time to grow in and like really look nice, and also the moss and the plants are gonna need to cover up the thread, but I think it's a really great start. My tip for planting plants is to use long tweezers. Also group plants that have different leaf shape and different shades of green or different shades of like red and other colors. That way you kind of add some contrast and some interesting elements. Okay, so I think I'm like pretty much done with the planting, and I'm just gonna like clean up a little bit and make it all look nice, but I just wanted to show you guys really quick like how it looks. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So my idea behind this piece is that this branch is kind of like it brings life to whatever it touches, almost like what it touches grows. So down here are the only places that have plants. So these two branches are touching the sand, and then it grows plants, like grows life. So that was kind of like my idea behind this aquarium, and I think it was executed pretty well, and it'll only look better as it grows in. That's kind of what's really nice about aquatic plants, is that like once you plant them, that's not their final look. They need about like 2 to 3 months to really set in and like look natural and look good. So I'm super excited to see how this grows. I haven't been excited about aquariums in a while, so this is a nice feeling, I guess, like bringing back my old passion sort of. But yeah, I'm going to clean it up, and then I'll show you guys again what the final look is with all the water topped off and everything too. Like I said earlier, it's gonna need some time to really grow it in and look its best, but I think this is a really great start, and I'll give you guys updates like on my Instagram story and then like just in future YouTube videos that I make. Okay, thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something. Oh, wait, can I show my poster? Also, I got the final version of my poster made. I should be able to start selling them in like a week or 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm super happy with how it turned out. As always, leave a comment if you have any questions, and I will do my best to answer them. Okay, goodbye. Chris, do you want to say bye?
Goodbye. Wait, no, don't put that in. Bye.
Okay, we're gonna use
Bye,
that.
everyone.